the Prime Minister's office, the Election Commission and the President's office. Besides, a discussion may be held on notices placed by 3 lawmakers calling attention of the Parliament to matters of urgent public importance in line with the Section 71 of the Rules of Procedure. A Dhaka court has ordered a fresh 6-day remand for former army officer and former MP of Feni 3 constituency, Lieutenant General retired Masududdin Chaudhry, over the embezzlement of Taka 24,000 crore and involvement in human trafficking. The order was passed by the Court of Dhaka Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Jashita Islam following a hearing today. After completion of a 5-day remand in the case filed under Polton Police Station, the accused was produced before the court and the investigating officer DB Police Sub-Inspector Muhammad Raihanur Rahman applied for a fresh 7-day remand. According to the remand application, the accused was interrogated with utmost caution. However, due to time constraints, complete information could not be obtained regarding the selection process of authorized agencies, the operational activities of FWCSM, and the number of workers sent to Malaysia between 2022 and 2024. It further states that full details could not be obtained about how many of the passengers sent through the accused's agency returned, how much money was collected as medical fees, and documents related to work permits. The International Crimes Tribunal 2 on Sunday asked the authorities concerned to produce former Director General of the Directorate General of Forces Intelligence DGFI, Lieutenant General retired Sheikh Mamun Khalid, and Lieutenant General retired Masududdin Chaudhry before the tribunal on 7 April for their alleged involvement in crimes against humanity. ICT2 Judge Nazrul Islam Chaudhry passed the order after hearing a petition filed by the prosecution on March 29. Chief Prosecutor Aminul Islam said the prosecution also sought issuance of a production warrant to ensure their appearance before the tribunal. Detectives detained former Feni 3 lawmaker Lieutenant General retired Masududdin Chaudhry from Baridhara area of the capital on March 24 in connection with a case filed with Polton Police Station on charge of human trafficking. Masududdin, a key figure during the army-backed caretaker government, was picked up from his residence at Baridhara DOHS. On March 26, detectives arrested former DG of Directorate General of Forces Intelligence DGFI, Lieutenant General retired Sheikh Mamun Khalid from the capital's Mirpur area. Both of them were placed on several days of remand in separate cases. A fire gutted valuables at a fish processing factory in Shagorika area of Pahartoli in Chattogram Port City on Sunday. The fire started around 11:45 am at a storage facility of a factory named BD Seafood Limited located at Seaport number 3 in the city and engulfed it, said Deputy Director of Fire Service and Civil Defence Joshimuddin. On information, 8 firefighting units rushed to the spot and brought the blaze under control after about 1.5 hours of effort. No casualties were reported. However, the exact extent of the damage could not be confirmed yet. Fire service officials said details will be known after an investigation. A filling station manager was killed allegedly after being run over by a truck following a dispute over fuel on Joshur-Kalna Highway in Norail Shodar Upazila early Sunday. The victim was identified as Nahid Shordar, manager of Tanvir filling station and son of the late Akram Shordar of Peroli village under Tularampur Union. His friend Jihadul Molla, son of Zahurul Molla of the same area, was critically injured in the accident. According to employees of the filling station, a truck driver named Shujat arrived at the station late Saturday night seeking fuel. An argument broke out between him and the manager Nahid Shordar over the issue of fuel supply. Witnesses said the driver, angered after failing to get fuel, threatened to run over the manager. CCTV footage shows that despite the altercation, the truck driver remained at the station. Around 2:10 a.m., Nahid left the station on a motorcycle along with his colleague Jihadul after completing work. The truck was then seen chasing them at high speed before running them over. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital.
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. U.S.-Israeli strikes on Sunday hit a quay at an Iranian port city near the strategic Strait of Hormuz, killing 5 people. Earlier on Sunday, AFP announced that a series of loud explosions was heard on Sunday across the Iranian capital. The blasts were heard in northern Tehran and smoke was seen rising from the impacted area.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution.
Strikes on Iran since February 28. In response, Iran has targeted both Israel and US bases, in addition to indiscriminately firing on countries in the region. Talks are underway in Islamabad as the Pakistani government acts as mediator between the US and Iran. Top diplomats from Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Turkey have gathered in Islamabad for 2-day talks with their Pakistani counterpart on the US-Israel war on Iran, seeking to de-escalate the conflict. The talks on Sunday and Monday are being led by Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar, who announced late on Saturday that Iran had allowed 20 more ships under the Pakistani flag, or 2 ships daily, to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif also said on Saturday that he had a detailed telephone conversation with the President of Iran earlier today, lasting over 1 hour as part of preparations for the Islamabad talks. Reza Pahlavi, the exiled son of Iran's last Shah, called for regime change in Iran during remarks at the Conservative Political Action Conference on March 28, aligning himself with the rhetoric of Donald Trump and urging Washington to maintain its current approach toward Tehran. Speaking to a receptive audience in Grapevine, Texas, Pahlavi said, "President Trump is making America great again. I intend to make Iran great again," and added, "This regime in its entirety must go." According to Al Jazeera, he framed a potential political transition in Iran in ideological terms, saying, "Can you imagine Iran going from death to America to God bless America?" Some attendees responded with chants of "Long live the King." The appearance came as the conflict between the United States, Israel and Iran marked its first month, with the sources reporting at least 1,937 deaths and tens of thousands of injuries in Iran, alongside wider regional disruptions including missile activity and reported damage to facilities in Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. Trump, while acknowledging Pahlavi's presence at the conference, expressed reservations about his prospects inside Iran. Pahlavi looks like a very nice person, Trump said, but he suggested limited domestic appeal, adding, "It would seem to me that somebody from within maybe would be more appropriate" when discussing potential future leadership in Iran. People joined massive rallies across 50 states to protest Trump's decision to enter war in Iran, immigration policies, and rising living costs. Key U.S. politics stories from Saturday at a glance. Large anti-authoritarian No Kings rallies took place across 50 states and 16 countries on Saturday in the third such protest against the Trump administration. People joined massive rallies in protest against Donald Trump's decision to enter into war with Iran, as well as against rising living costs and federal immigration enforcement. Organizers said they expected Saturday's protest to be the largest to date after the last No Kings rally in October drew 7 million people nationwide. The 15 times major champion was released later on Friday, with Florida law requiring him to remain in jail for at least 8 hours before he could post bail. Former world number 1 Tiger Woods was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence after his Land Rover rolled over on a 2-lane road near his Jupiter Island home in Florida on Friday afternoon, the Martin County Sheriff's Office said. The 15 times major champion was released later on Friday, with Florida law requiring him to remain in jail for at least 8 hours before he could post bail. Woods had been overtaking a work truck pulling a trailer at high speed when he clipped the back of it, causing his vehicle to roll onto its driver's side. The 50-year-old crawled out of the passenger door before law enforcement officers arrived. A breathalyzer test at Martin County Jail returned no trace of alcohol, with investigators believing his impairment was drug or medication related. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. PM makes surprise visits to ministries at Secretariat, suggested reducing unnecessary use of lights, limiting air conditioner usage. JS to be transformed into dignified democratic institutions, says Deputy Speaker. Session resumes after Eid break. Masududdin Chaudhry placed on 6-day remand in human trafficking case. ICTA asks authorities to produce ex-DGFI chief on 7 April. You're updated with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.